Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So today we're making chimichangas, aged ground beef chimichangas. In the future, Greg and I will be doing a video together where we make hatch green chili chicken chimichangas. But much like tacos or empanadas, the fillings for a chimichanga are endless. And this is more, I don't know if I'd say traditional, but more common that you would find out in restaurants and stuff with the ground beef. So where did chimichangas come from? There's about 3 different theories out there. Some say Mexican immigrants from the Mexican state of Sonora brought them across the border into Arizona, and that's where they began. Another theory is Monica Flynn in 1922, she's the founder of the El Charro restaurant in Tucson, Arizona, was walking through the kitchen one day at her restaurant, minding her own damn business, and she dropped her burrito in the deep fat fryer. I imagine it caused quite a splash, but when she pulled it out, she had perfection. The name chimichanga, there's a lot of different theories behind that too. The thought is when Monica dropped that burrito in the deep fat fryer, she began to curse in Spanish. And she got chi out, and then she finished it with chimichanga, which is Spanish for thingamajig or hoobie-doobie. The last theory is that Woody Johnson, the owner of Macayo's Kitchen in Phoenix, Arizona, invented the chimichanga in 1946. But none of that matters. It's a burrito that's deep fried. It's freaking incredible. You should make it, and we're gonna make it today. So here's what we're gonna start out with. I got here a good sized sweet onion. We're going to get that puppy diced up. And I'm looking for a pretty fine dice on this. In with those onions, it's going to go about 2 pounds of our aged ground beef, which we made in a video about a month ago. Give it a try. I'm going to brown my ground beef, and then I'm going to add my onions in there, get that all mixed together, and then I'm going to put about 3 good tablespoons of this Cattleman's Mexicano seasoning in there. This is not only a fantastic rub, but it is great flavoring for taco meat, which is exactly what we're looking for right here. I get this from All Things Barbecue out of Wichita, Kansas, where good people come from. Give it a try. What I left out there is I'm also going to add about 3/4 of a cup of water once I have added the seasoning, and then let those flavors meld together. As the taco meat is simmering in the background, spreading an incredible aroma throughout the oasis, we're going to go ahead and get together our chimichanga innards. Now, typically when you make a burrito, you lay a big tortilla out, you put a layer of beans down, maybe some sour cream, maybe some salsa, some cilantro or onions, and then you put your meat in there, and then you roll that burrito up good and tight. Well, let's think about it. Isn't all that stuff going to the same place? Why make life more complicated? Let's make it simpler. So we will call this the bowl of happiness. So we have our bowl of happiness. It's a chimichanga, which is a fried burrito. A burrito must have beans. It can be black beans, it can be pinto beans, it can be refried beans. Tammy, the director, found this at either Safeway or Fry's, which is our local Kroger refried chorizo beans. Sounds delicious. I don't know how you could possibly go wrong with this. but any refried beans will work if you're not adventurous. So we're going to put that into our bowl of happiness. Also into the bowl of happiness, I have some diced chipotles in adobo right here. I'm going to put about, oh, they're not diced. They're just chipotles in adobo. I'll break it down when it's in here. We'll put one whole chipotle in there and a good amount of adobo sauce. Also in our bowl of happiness, we'll put some salsa, but not just any salsa. This is made down here locally in Arizona, Patron brand. Yeah, there's actually Patron in this, salsa Patron. This one here is middle of the road, so it's between their mild and their hot. Gonna be good. So we'll get a good amount of that put in there. Additionally, we'll put a good amount of sour cream in here. Love these squeeze bottles for sour cream. You know what? I love it so much I'm gonna use the whole thing. What's a burrito or chimichanga without shredded cheese? So I have some Mexican 4-cheese blend. We'll put a good amount of that in there. Last but not least, our taco meat that's been simmering behind us. Now we'll mix all that together. Now we mix the contents of the bowl of happiness. Now it's time to make some chimichangas. What I have here is some ginormous flour tortillas that I got from the local Mexican grocery store here in the Valley of the Sun. Like I said before, every video I do of tortillas, if you have a tortilleria in your town, make sure you visit it. It is so worth it. All right, so the master plan is make a burrito-like thing and put it into oil. So we don't want our innards to come out when we're frying it. To help us seal this, I have a little cup of water here, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to moisten one side of the tortilla. That's going to help it seal. You could just do the edges. I'm not that talented, so I do the whole damn thing. And we'll spoon in some of our innards. Okay, and as I'm doing this, behind me, I have a pan with about a 1/2 inch of veggie oil heating up. You can deep fry these, but there is a risk of it coming apart on you. If you shallow fry them in like a 1/2 inch of vegetable oil, you're going to be able to control things a lot better to make sure that you're not splattering it all over. Now, I certainly don't want to put my tortilla in that oil before it hits that 350 degrees that's going to crispen this up. How am I going to know? A little infrared thermometer is how I'm going to know. So we're ready to put it in the oil. I want to take it, get it wrapped up good and tight, fold those corners in, continue to come around, nice and snug, ready for the fryer. Oil's at 350, time to get it cooking. You want to put it seam side down first and get that sealed up. Also, don't turn your heat down once you put your chimichanga into the oil because, as you saw, these are pretty big. It's going to lower the temperature of the oil, so you want that to come back up. So in between cooking your chimichangas, keep checking that temperature. As that's sitting in there in the oil, shallow frying, we'll go ahead and get our next one ready. Tortilla, moisten, innards. Nice little process. I just realized there's 4 of us that live here and I've cooked for 40. Yeah, just putting that first chimichanga in the oil dropped the temperature by 25 degrees. So resist the urge to turn that down. In fact, you might even wait until you hit about 375 before you put your first one in. If you've watched my pork and broccoli stir fry video, you understand the concept, and hopefully I do. When I flip this, I'm going to flip it away from me, not towards, away. Now, as you're doing this, if you want to serve some pretty food, this would be a great time to dice up some cilantro or some green onions. When you serve your chimichanga, you can do it with a line of sour cream, a line of salsa, some greenery, either the cilantro or green onions, and make it look beautiful. The citizens here in the oasis are very hungry, so I'm going to take the chimichanga out and get them fed even before I try my first one. First one's done, and with the second. All right, so the rest of the inhabitants of the oasis here have already told me that it's good, but we can't trust them. Let's give it a try. You know what? I'm going to go for it. Lift this up. Cheese distributed all the way through that. It is a delicious Mexican gooey mess. You definitely want to try this. So I hope you like what you saw here. If you did, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. What is your favorite Mexican food? Put it down in the comments and we'll cook it. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.